just want to start off by thanking the Raffle Jamison family and the Wassalis family for hosting this beautiful evening. I am Josh's best man, and we've been friends since we were toddlers, back when it was socially acceptable for Josh to not wear a shirt. We have been treated to an incredible evening because both families are the most hospitable families I've ever met. I've never been over the Raffle family's house without Martin and Maris cutting up a bowl of fruit. And Ken and Ellen hosted the best parties. Nobody makes you feel more at home than the Raffles and the Wassalises. I've been fortunate enough to know both families for a long time, but I've known the Raffle Jamison family practically my whole life. As you know, Nicole, the Raffle Jamison family is the most compassionate and personable family I have had the privilege of knowing, and they have always held jobs to serve the greater good. Both of Josh's grandfathers served in World War II, one as the lead pilot on a B-17 bomber, and the other doing Morse code for the Navy. Martin was the senior vice president at the Jewish Council for Public Affairs. And if Israel and Palestine somehow broker peace one day, I'm pretty sure he deserves at least some credit. Maris, at age 55, changed her career, got a master's degree in social work, and counseled survivors of the Holocaust. And Alana recently started an organization that advocates for accessible opportunities for people with disabilities. Josh is a nice guy. He does have over 500,000 credit card points, which he can use to vacation to the spots where his grandfathers fought in the war. But really, all kidding aside, he actually once posted a tweet that got almost 4,000 likes on Twitter.
A lot of likes.
Josh does, of course, have skills, and his most notable skill is dealing with customer service. I would put Josh's customer service skills up against any Jewish mother in the world. There is no one I know who gets as simultaneously angry and happy to confront customer service than Josh. For instance, if you haven't seen Josh at his peak rage, if you haven't been with him through the McDonald's drive-thru after he orders a hamburger, specifically says loud and clear, "No cheese," only to open the wrapper to find a thick slice of yellow American intrude in his bun. His rage is palpable, and it quickly subsides as the other part of him gets genuinely excited to argue with the infamous lady in East Brunswick with one tooth who works the overnight shift. Of course, he would get a free meal out of it. Josh loves dealing with customer service so much that he willingly spends his free time on the phone with them, talking to 5 banks per week, digging into Article 4, Section 10, Clause 5 of their customer service policy. He knows more about a company's policies than the employee that he's talking to. Josh's most played song on his iPhone is the customer service waiting music. And in fact, just a few weeks ago at Josh's bachelor party, our hotel had tacked on additional fees. Before Josh spoke to their manager, the lady at the front desk was actually giving him tips on how to argue his case, because she said only 1% of people who fight for a refund actually get their money back. I should have chimed in and told her, "Excuse me, ma'am, you're talking to a legend here." A few days later, of course, Josh gets a full refund. Lastly, Josh is the only person I know, and this actually happened, to get ejected in the first half of our flag football game. Spends halftime arguing with the same ref who tossed him to get him back in the game, and somehow argued his way into playing the second half. Who does this? Come to think of it, Josh, how was your steak tonight? Because if it wasn't cooked to your exact specifications, this hotel might be owing you some money. But in all seriousness, Josh's greatest skill and greatest accomplishment was deciding to marry Nicole. She is beautiful, and she looks beautiful right now. She is incredibly supportive, caring, and independent, and she is easily the most creative person I know. Nicole is a catch, and Josh won the lottery. As a couple, their personalities complement each other perfectly. They support each other as long as they're happy. They are the coolest and most photogenic couple I know, and they are two extremely loyal and caring friends. I know that they would do anything for me at a moment's notice, just as I would for them. And they maintain a strong friendship. And they maintain a strong relationship with the family of our mutual friend, Mike and Justa, who, if he were here right now with us, would be so proud of the relationship that Josh and Nicole have with each other. Josh and Nicole have always been easygoing friends, and they have never made me feel like a third wheel, even though that was my unofficial title. In fact, I've known Josh and Nicole for so long that at one point in time, if I changed my Facebook status to Josh and Nicole's third wheel, I'm pretty sure no one would have questioned it. And I tried really hard to fit in with their Jewish lifestyle. I once fasted on Yom Kippur. Thank you. I've said no to a slice of Dussels and instead ate homemade pizza with matzah bread. I said l'chaim at random moments and as often as I could. And I even decided to become a lawyer just for that. But despite these sacrifices, I was really enjoying my life as their third wheel. Josh and Nicole always make you feel at home when you're hanging out with them. But it did come to a point where it became obvious that Josh really wanted Nicole to himself, and I don't blame him. I knew this because in 2013, after I had showed them a picture of a girl I was interested in, even though she lived in Towson, Maryland, they literally provided me with round-trip transportation for me to meet her. And once there, when we were out dancing and I was being typically shy, Josh literally pushed me into her. Their plan worked to perfection because that girl is now my wife. And just as a side note, there is no one else in this room right now who introduced me to my wife besides Josh and Nicole. Definitely no one else in the room right now. Life happens, of course, and I don't see Josh and Nicole as often as I used to, but when I do, they always make me feel right at home. It has been an honor to call them my friends, and I couldn't be any luckier to have them in my life. Josh, the last time we chugged a bottle of Captain Morgan, let's just say I didn't have any recollection of what had the potential to be a great night. So for good measure, let's try that one again, this time more responsibly, and have the best night of our lives. L'chaim.